I want to pitch this thought to you on the running back position with the Bears, because I've been mulling this over for what feels like a week and a half now, and it's the only Bears thought I've had, because I'm set on the draft of what I think they're going to do, and we'll touch on that here in a second, because we discussed that a little bit pre-show, but part of me thinks Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham are trying to get ahead of the curve, and what I say by that is, look at the two teams that made it to the Super Bowl this year. Neither one of them had a feature back per se. There was a guy that clearly stood out as a feature back, but they had a rotation, and all the guys in that rotation had clear skill sets that they brought to the offense, right? You look at the Chiefs. Isaiah Pacheco was your downhill hard runner. He ran between the tackles, outside the tackles, did it all. You had Jerick McKinnon, who was your elite pass blocker, who could catch the ball out of the backfield, who could still run the ball when needed, but you knew he was a passing downs type back. And then when healthy, CEH gave you a little bit of an extra flair, and he was still a part of that rotation before the injuries piled up. Then you look at the Eagles. Boston Scott, right? He comes in, he's kind of your off-pace guy for Philadelphia. Gainwell, very clearly your speedster, gives you a little taste of differences. And then Miles Sanders was your clear lead back. And obviously Sanders has now moved on to Carolina. They've brought in Rashad Penny to at least kind of be an insurance policy. There's rumors they're meeting with Bijan Robinson, which would be wild if he was added to that Philadelphia offense. But that's where I think the Bears are going, Q, is I think because you have your two top front office executives coming from the two Super Bowl finalist teams, who both ran a very similar strategy in the backfield at running back. This is running back by committee this year. This is not the David Montgomery-led backfield with Herbert relieving him. This is Herbert's going to be your downhill runner, and that's what he does. Homer's going to be your receiving back and pass blocker, because that's what he does. And Deonta Foreman's going to be your off-pace guy that brings in a different flair to the backfield. It's a very similar pattern that I'm seeing here with what they're doing. And then to your point, they can still add through the draft.
Yeah, Foreman even fits a downhill, short yardage back kind of role. Like that. That makes a lot of sense for him too, because he is an angry runner. Like he will bowl people over. It's kind of what he does. At least that's as far as my memory can as far as it goes back. I thought that's what I thought of him in that draft class. Yeah. But I'm with you. I see the same thing, and especially once you start thinking about man, the Eagles' running offense was just so easy because they are constantly playing 10 on 11. Bears have the same advantage.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you try to build it the same way? Now, the Eagles have an all-pro offensive line, but, the Bears are trying to build that some, and I think they're really focused on building it through the draft. I think that they value the line a lot, and they know that the only way to really build it long-term is through the draft. And generally that's fine. I agree with that sentiment. It's just the Justin Fields factor throws all this for a weird spin, right? You end up in a spot where you have conflicting feelings on it, because the only way to build effective lines on both sides of the ball, I think for the long term, is the draft.